do some Hawks and some Knicks. A New York win, 113-102. Jalen Brunson, especially to get this thing started, was absolutely out of his mind. He did finish with 28, 9 of 22, 7 assists. KAT with 25. CJ McCollum had 26, and Jalen Johnson with 23 and 7 rebounds. KAT had 19 of his 25 in the second half, because for the first half, it's kind of weird how they do this, Boogie. It's like Jalen will take care of the first half, and then we need KAT to go ahead and come through on the second. But if we get this version of KAT, whether it's only in the second half or not, how good can the Knicks be?
I mean, that first part you said, that's exactly what I want from my star duo. And vice versa, whatever the case may be, if it's KAT in the first half, Brunson closing, or vice versa, that's exactly what you need from that duo. But like you said, with this version of KAT, they're a very, very tough team to beat. And not even just KAT, just, the full starting five. I think it was a great showing from everybody. Everybody played their part. Everybody was pretty much efficient, maybe outside of Brunson, but he still made some very, very huge plays throughout the game. But this version of the Knicks in general is going to be a tough team to beat. So, when they're clicking on all cylinders like this, when they're, efficient, when they're consistent in their play every single night, they're a very tough team to beat. But I also look at the Hawks side of things, and I don't think they had the most efficient night. Think about a guy like Alexander Walker. I think he has a better showing in the next game. And as far as both benches on both sides, it wasn't the most productive night on either side. So I think this Knicks team is tough to beat, but I also think the Hawks will have a better showing, and it'll be a pretty close series in my opinion. This defensive-minded Hawks team isn't just a pushover. They showed that throughout the year. They showed that they're a very defensive-minded team, very versatile team. So, as to the Knicks as of right now, credit to them, but I think this series is a little tighter than we've been shown as of right now.
Yeah, you know what I liked about KAT is just his energy. He had juice. He was talking. He was electric. Like the way he was reacting towards the crowd, the fans. Like you could tell this was just he picked up his energy a notch in the playoffs. That's exactly what you want to see. Like sometimes he gets kind of caught floating and he's just there. It wasn't him. Like even the little celebration, the and-one where he's pointing at the players, like. That is the type of KAT, that's the type of motor that we need to see, because it's contagious to everybody. It helps him on every aspect of his game. We know how talented he is. We know how well he can shoot the ball, how good of a scorer he can be. When he plays like that, he just naturally plays harder, and I think he makes his team so much better. We know how good Jalen Brunson can be. We know it's going to be a heavy dose of him with the ball, high pick and roll, and let him kind of dissect the defense. But when KAT is on this level and he's dominant like this, and he's playing with that type of force and energy, that is the best version of the New York Knicks.
I like that version.
And their bench is so much better this year now, and the Hawks bench got destroyed.
Oh, they got
You see,
the
number one, Shea would play 2 minutes and gets taken out of the game, doesn't get put back in.
0 for 3.
He's getting roasted all over social media. Their bench has 13 total points. Like the Knicks, now we're talking about a more complete Knicks team where their bench is better than the opponent's bench, and that's a huge factor for them.
Crazy talk, considering.
I like the emotion from KAT. I think
that's
the emotion.
Yeah.
Great for the Knicks, man. Like, just showing that type of emotion, showing that type of care. Like you said, it is contagious for the rest of the team, but, it's not always a vocal leader. Sometimes leadership is just shown through your actions, and I think, the way he played, that was a great form of leadership as far as, his showing and for the rest of the team.
It's also specific to KAT, because I think one of the big knocks on him is that he seems to sort of check out of games at times. So seeing him that way, especially to finish off a game, is probably good if you're a Knicks fan. But Lou, Atlanta, I want to talk about a little bit here, because they made it a little bit. They were down by 19 at one point, but they made it a little. They made a little comeback, a little pride on the line. Is there something there that you're seeing that gives us hope that this will be a competitive series, just like Boogie said?
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. They allowed New York to get too comfortable. And like we're talking about the great game that KAT had, that's somebody you got to take away. Like you allowed their duo, as Boogie put it, you allowed those guys to be stars, and if you're going to allow them to be stars on their home court, they're probably going to beat you. Like nothing jumps out at me. Atlanta still had 25 assists as a team, only 12 turnovers as a team, but they got outplayed by their star power. And that was one of the only things. Other than that, I feel like it'll be a better game it'll be a better series moving forward. Neither one of the benches made significant differences in each other. So it came down to KAT having 25, being able to play the way that he played, and Brunson having 28. Not his most efficient night, but he was aggressive. He was aggressive, constantly pushing the action and Atlanta just didn't do anything about it. They tried to outscore New York, and it just wasn't a recipe for them. They've got to figure out going into game 2 which one of these guys is going to have a big night, and we got to make it difficult for somebody else and don't allow OG and those other guys to chip in 15 to 20 points as well. Other than that, I think they'll be okay. But this was more about New York than it was for Atlanta to me. New York went out and took care of business.
The series, it's far from over. Like
Well, it literally is. You're right.
It is far from
I think it's
over.
going to be a really good series, actually.
I think so.
I think Atlanta settles in.
I mean, you guys called sweep in the last one, so I feel good about you saying this will be a long series.
Yeah.
This makes me.
Who we took? We took Atlanta in 6.
I'm standing on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Again,
I'm not jumping
highs
off the
and
boat
lows of
after
this
one
game,
game.
but again, like it's this is going to be a
By the
competitive.
way, did you hear from folks after game 1, or did you just didn't look? Good, smart, don't look.
But it was probably more Chandler than me because people understood why I took it.
Yeah, makes
I'm a homer, but I also
was a
said Jalen Brunson is going to be the
You are
best. Yeah,
something.
right. But I also said Jalen Brunson was going to be the best player
That's
in
true.
this series. And last night, he had more points, but I felt like KAT was the best player in this series. And because of that, if KAT is going to be the guy that's going to lead you and be your emotional leader, it's going to be tough for Atlanta. So they're going to have to make somebody uncomfortable.
There was some physicality in this one, a little spice, especially towards Hawks towards Knicks. Specifically, I want to get to the C.J. McCollum moment with Jalen Brunson goes up for a jumper. C.J.'s foot finds him in a place that no man should ever be found. Was called for a tech. But afterwards, this is what made me laugh. CJ afterwards was like, yeah, it was a normal situation, and I think Jalen thought he was on Broadway. I think that is some good spice.
It looked normal to me.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything.
Yeah, it looked normal to me, but I like a little playoff fire.
Me too.
You know, now that the gloves are off and everything is bulletin board material, I like this. It looked like a regular jump shot, and
I'm sorry, are we calling it the midsection? That's what we're calling it?
You know, well, we can call it a myriad of things, but it looked like a regular jump shot to me. But this is playoff basketball. Everything is gonna be everything is gonna be magnified. I don't think a technical foul should have been called, but. No big deal here.
Well, he said he's going to get his money back.
But listen, now
He's
it's
going to get his $2,500
But
back.
this is what makes it fun, right? And then was the KAT elbow by Kuminga.
Yeah.
Like this is playoff basketball again, and I don't think the tech is necessary either. Like I think this is part of the game, and we expect the physicality to take it next level.
I mean, Brunson stayed on the ground for a while.
But then when it does, do you tee him up? Like this is game 1. If this series goes long, there's going to be some high tension.
Oh, I like tension boogie. We like tension boogie.
Yeah, it was a lot of accidents happening out there.
Play on.
Accident.
I'm not looking into this as a spicy series. Yeah, it was some slick comments here and there. Great quote from CJ, but I looked at this as accidental acts. Neither team, that's not really their identity as far as being a spicy team or a physical team or even a team that gets really chippy. So. Like I said, I look at it as accidental, but regardless of all that, I think this will be a very competitive series.
I hope that this series brings out the spice in Atlanta. Like, I'm okay with them discovering themselves during the course of this bad boy. We're going to take a quick break. More basketball on the other